Hello, this is Jim from Tech Buzz, and today I'm going to give you a review of the Arlo Ultra Plus UHD 4K camera. But before that, we're going to talk about the bits and pieces and the app as well. There's some changes in there too, and I've had a few people asking about the bell and the chime. So this is what your bell will look like here. There's also a video up on the channel. I'll show you that, but of two it is, and this is your old bell. So I'm going to show you what the difference is. Just get these cables here, and this is your chime. So you just plug this in, and you'll press the sync button, and the light will turn up here on the bottom. It's a pretty simple piece of kit, and that's what it looks like underneath there. There's a light down here. So after that you have your bell. So this is what your typical bell looks like at home. You have a screw or the cable going here and here, top and bottom. Both are the same, so it's not a matter of putting plus and minus as you might find with older bells. And that's it. So you get your screw here, a screwdriver, and you'll release the bottom here. So this is what separates the two of them together, or keeps the two together, should I say. And you'll unplug like so, and this is what your setup looks like inside. And it's pretty simple. So there is your screws there, and these will go into the wall, and that's pretty much it. So here is your batteries, and that's it. And there's a switch in here to change the chime type, but you can change this on your phone as well. Batteries will be plus and minus, so just to keep that in mind. And you have another sync key here in the middle should anything go wrong. And basically then you will just put your existing screws or your existing cable in on these here, and it's job done. So it's pretty simple, and this is what the other bits look like here. So you can use the existing cable you have if you like, or just extend these on. Depends how long or short you are. I say to use my current cables to keep going. So that's basically it, the bell and the chime. So what you'll do is you'll sync these together, and then you can sync these to your camera. So you can sync it to your front door. If you have more than one, you can pick a camera to sync it to, and there's a motion sensor there as well, and it'll light up, and when someone presses it, it'll ring to your phone. The camera will turn on as well, depending on which one you have synced to. You don't have to sync the cameras if you don't want it. It'll work on its own perfectly fine, but what's the point in having it if you're not going to use it? So sync it. So onto the app. I'm going to turn this brightness down so it might be a bit easier to see. So this is your app here, and you have an armed mode, disarm, schedule, or geofencing. So we'll go through all that. So if you go into your devices here, you have your two cameras. So I have the back door and the front door, and you get your notifications here. You'll see there's 9 on that, and one of the back doors. You can see there's someone in the back of the garden there at the moment, and that's it. And if you go into your library, then all the alarms will come up here. As you can see, it's mostly front door activity. That's the little one coming in and out and all that. And to delete them, you just tap and hold like so. It'd be easier if they would put a delete all function here, rather than having to go through them individually. So if we go back into the app again from the start, you have your settings up here. So this is your backdoor camera. So what you'll have down here is the timeline and your device settings. So as you can see, the back door is on, you 52% connected to the hub, the LED. So I have the back one now on, or the one with the this camera with the LED on the back. So what will happen is then if there's any activity, this light will come on, which is pretty cool. So you can change that as well to turn it off. You have your device utilities, you have motion detection, test, and camera positioning. So further on down then, if you go into activity zones, you can create them, as you can see there, which is pretty cool. So I've had a couple of problems with neighbours closing their washing line and also on setting off a couple of me alarms here. So what I've done is, as you can see, I've cut off the fence from around here, which has stopped that. So use this wisely to stop any false notifications. You have reduced wind noise, microphone, speaker and your speaker volume, so I have that up to 100%. And with the video settings, there's a couple of different options here. This is under 4K. So you have auto 4K, you have 4K live streaming, auto zoom and tracking, you have rotate image, low light setting, power management and video mode super wide. So you can change this here from 120 to 155. And with the power management, you have best video optimized and best battery life. So again, it's up to yourself. Into the auto zoom and tracking, if you turn that on, video streams and recording will not be in 4K. So you have to think about that as well. If you go into 4K live streaming, it will turn into 4K on the camera, and it looks pretty good. So we'll just go back into that and tap into the camera there now. And as you can see down here on the bottom, this is live here now, and it's pretty good. And you can hear our neighbours' dogs, which are a pain in the ass. And as you can see, you can zoom in, which is excellent. So you've got your torch here, turn it on or off your camera, start recording, to speak and so on. And that's pretty much what happens there. So that's just on the 4K model. The front is the same. If we go into that, there's better footage obviously coming from the back one. So you can zoom in now on the front as well. The same thing, you have all the same features down on the bottom here, like so. So you can pick a spot. I just have the camera placed here just for demonstration purposes, but I have it outside normally. So if we go back onto the settings again, if you go into your video settings, you've auto HDR, so you can turn that off if you want. You just need a very good internet connection to keep it there. For your 4K live streaming, it's fine, you can turn that on anytime and watch it, but it's not going to record in 4K, just remember that. But it's great, even in the night time you'll see videos later on. And the auto zoom and tracking is pretty good, so that will track an object and zoom in and grab a snapshot of the intruder or whatever the case may be. So that's just a look at the app. I think I've covered it all there. If we go back here, you have your smart hub, so I have Jim's hub there and so on, and I have the doorbell and so on there. I don't use a memory card, it's fine, but it's very simple to add other devices onto it. Again, I've done this in a previous video and show you how it works. It's pretty simple. What I would like to see from Arlo is some kind of monitor for indoors, a little 7-inch screen or a 5-inch screen perhaps you could place in your kitchen or your sitting room to go along with this. Would be actually a great idea. It would be very cool. So basically that's really it on the app. So you can disarm it from here. I have it disarmed at the moment, so that means is it's still working, but it's not going to send me notifications. I can schedule me notifications, and you've seen by the geofencing and so on from before, and that's basically it. But it's very good, works 100%, footage is great, which you're going to see after this. And then you can activate your sign from here, or you can call a friend. So you can just set up call a friend there, activate your siren, which I'll do right now for the crack, just to annoy them, right? You won't actually hear that because it's out the back garden at the moment. So yes, it's pretty cool, and the app is easy enough to use, which is important. So on the front door there we've got 58%, your camera LED, device info, the same settings all again throughout, except there's no 4K. As you can see, it's a different menu down here than there is on the back. There's more options on the back one because it's a 4K UHD, and you can play around with it a little bit more for settings. So ideally you'd really want one of these front and back of your property rather than have one older one and one new one. Another thing is that the backwards compatibility issue is going to be sorted as well. So you can't connect the new 4K camera to the old base station, and they're going to fix that. I was looking up on the forums and that, and there's a fix coming from that, so people feel a bit dumb that they've bought the new camera, or they can't buy the new camera on its own and connect it to the previous base station, and they're going to make everything backwards compatible, which is pretty cool. So that's another thing to think about, because I tried to connect it to the current base station and I got it wouldn't work, and then I looked up on the forums, discover that they're not backwards compatible, but then everything else is compatible with the new base station. So your bell, your time, your previous cameras will work with the new base station. But as I said, there's a fix coming from that, and if you want to add another device or whatever, you just press add device here, and that's it. So have a look at the footage afterwards. We can highly recommend it. This is the second camera from them we've checked out. As I said, I have the other one, I still use it today. They work flawlessly. I've only had one or two problems with the app in the past, but that's been addressed, and pretty cool. And check out the video footage after this and tell us what you think, and we'll see you in the next video. And that's the Arlo app itself as well. And we've just done a brief look at the bell. A few people are asking about this because they're afraid it's too technical. Plug is just plug it in, and the camera is pretty simple. We've done a look at that in the unboxing. So check the videos out. See you in the next one. Oh, this is Jim.